Good afternoon. This is Lane Dungan, market strategist at RGO Futures, covering grain market commentary today. Let's first get into the little price action that we saw today. Corn closed higher today at $4.30, up 3.5 cents. Soybeans also closed higher, closing at $10.75, up 7.75 cents. Finally, Chicago March wheat closed at $5.36, up 12.75 cents. Let's look at the reports coming out this week. We had two reports come out today, FOMC meeting and EIA Energy. Thursday, export sales reports coming out. And finally, Friday, we have commitment of traders. FOMC meeting came in as expected, unchanged from last report. This doesn't really affect the grains, or at least this time, in any way. Kind of everywhere else, the main affected were equities and precious metals. Let's go into EIA Energy stocks today. Current came in a little below last week, but we're still greatly above last year. Current came in at 1.114. Stocks were a little down from last week as well, 25.4. We're still, in good standings, and this is something we're going to have to look at more as this great production keeps happening, where our stock level is going to be on the demand side for the ethanol. The corn might not change as much in the creation of ethanol, but with all these large stock numbers and the great creation of it, we'll see where that demand side, see if it flips or if we keep on the same route. Now let's go into some corn technicals. We saw a large green candle today. At the highest, we were right around 433, 432-ish price today. Closed at 430.75. Little bit of a formation forming the last four candles here, including today. Two candles in between. They're just sandwiched in between these two green ones. We'll see if we see more of a bullish trend after this. We're right around 50% retracement from that USDA report that we saw a couple weeks ago at this point, having that large red candle. So it looks like the market's really trying to get back to that, 435, 450 range. We'll see if it continues this way or we get into a consolidation here. But for right now, it looks like it's all bullish news coming out of the corn market. I just put on there, U.S. corn exports are up 53% since last year. So great bullish news coming out of the corn market, and seeing that there is, with such a surplus of a crop, it is great to see that there are buyers in this market. We also saw a lot occur last week, and I think that's going to be one of the bigger fundamental reports this week, and that is tomorrow's export sales report. We've been seeing a lot of these flash sales occur due to the price of corn dropping so dramatically. A lot of buyers came in and grabbed a lot of that corn. We saw it in flash sales, but we'll see in this export sales report if there was some more behind-the-scenes buying that we didn't directly see due to if they didn't do a large quantity, in this case 100,000 metric tons. That report does come out tomorrow, so we'll see more about that then. Now looking at soybeans, we've got really an uptrend going on from the lows not too long ago, kind of beginning of December, right around that USDA report time. And I've been saying this for a while now, that 1076 mark is the mark we're trying to break going into, to see more bullish forecast. And I believe that's the case because in the middle of October, that's where the initial gap was presented, where you can see that line on the screen now. But also with a long-term trend line that's been going as we've been trending up. This is over several months at this point. But this 1076 mark really buys in with that, and we could see price go higher if this is broken, especially with the news I got put up there, and Brazil's March soybean export is lowered, which is a great sign for soybean. And more importantly, still hot and dry conditions in southern Argentina. That was swept under the rug for a couple days on expected precipitation, but that's really out, and there's no really precipitation coming in the near term. So we could see a bullish push with this, but just as fast as a reversal as, any more news comes out. But for right now, I still believe that if this 1076 mark is closed above that line, I feel like that's a bullish momentum move there. And we'll see closer to time if that ends up happening. It very could happen this week if we keep seeing green on the board. Finally, wheat, we had the largest move today, 12 cents. At one point, it looks like we were up more like 17 cents off that. We did break 540 in price today. We'll see if this candle continues. A lot of bullish news in the fact of Canada as is thrown around a lot in this wheat trade and movement there. But I think it's also got a lot to do with the canola trade being mentioned and wheat being just brought along for the ride. There's a lot of news going on just more trade deals globally on where the wheat's going and the buyers in this market, and I think that's what's projecting price up. I also wanted to show that Russia wheat export has been raised. We'll see if this has any indication on this market. I don't believe so due to the large green candle today and more of just bullish indicators in this market. But really, that's all I've got today. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just a large green day across the board on corn, soybeans, and wheat, which is great to see. We'll see if this continues into the market tomorrow and really where we stand from a full bias position, especially looking at the soybeans if we break that 1076 mark. If you have any questions on any of the hedging strategies or possible speculative strategies in these grain markets, please give me a call anytime at 312-373-5366 or reach me at ldungan@rgofutures.com. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
The risk of loss in trading futures and/or options is substantial, and each investor and/or trader must consider whether this is a suitable investment. Past performance, whether actual or indicated by simulated historical tests of strategies, is not indicative of future results.